Hello everyone, I'm Siren Jag. I'm a makeup enthusiast and a commentator on the drama end of the true crime community here on YouTube. I'm also a panel hopper and I do part-time music and comedy and anything else I like here on the platform. And this evening, I'll be dipping my toe back into the heavy drama strips. And when this goes live, it will be my birthday. Yay! So, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear me. Happy birthday to me. So, we will be celebrating with nothing. But the community is obviously still in need of a break from heavy drama. So I'm here to present, as that break from drama, more drama. So let me get things set up. As I get that set up, you all know how this goes. I present excerpts from books, movies, songs, other literature, with the coldest reading that I possibly can, with the heavy drama touch, as it will. Now, let me get back over here to the screen because the process of setting up causes me some difficulties. So, those aren't the buttons. There's the buttons. Now, if you all see this, oh, don't I look lovely? That means that I need some sort of break to take a drink or blow my nose or some such thing. So, I will do that. Because we don't want me to, have a conniption of some sort. Oh, boy, no one has those in this community. So, without further ado, oh, and because I have to go over to my other screen, I can't see myself in the monitors. So, I apologize if I go off the screen like this. It can't be helped. Oh, and because of this outfit, if my collar goes all akimbo in some sort of weird pattern, I can't help that. So kindly don't worry about it in the comments section. There's nothing I can do about it. So let me get over here and we'll get started. If any of you have any young friends who aspire to become writers, the second greatest favor you can do them is to present them with copies of the Elements of Style. The first greatest, of course, is to shoot them now while they're happy. That's sound advice. You go, Miss Dorothy Parker. Steve Austin, astronaut, a man barely alive. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. Better than he was before. Better. Stronger. Faster. At the mere cost of $6 million. That seems like a bargain. Hey, baby, what you doing this evening? Can you meet me down by the railroad tracks? I got Tom Petty playing in my Silverado, and I've iced down a six-pack. Hey, Daisy, don't you worry about your mama. Like 007, we can keep it covert, undercover, on the ground by the water. Gonna get a little peace on Earth. I say, baby, what you say we go picking wildflowers? Got a spot way back in the woods. Sneak away for a couple of hours. You and me, baby, picking wildflowers. Hey, baby, Mother Nature is waiting and loves blooming like a cherry tree. Let's buzz around, maybe do some pollinating, dive in like honeybees. Baby, what you say we go picking wildflowers? Got a spot way back in the woods. Sneak away for a couple of hours. You and me, baby, picking wildflowers. Take a trail ride if you know what I mean. Hey, baby, won't you come with me? What you say we go picking wildflowers? Got a spot way back in the woods. Sneak away for a couple of hours. Spend a little time picking wildflowers. Ooh. I wonder what he means. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, seems steamy. Ooh. Father, I wish to confess, I saved you. I saved this city and all your worthless lives. I should have let Stannis kill you all. I'm guilty. Guilty. Is that what you want to hear? I am guilty of a far more monstrous crime. I am guilty for being a dwarf. I've been on trial for that my entire life. I did not do it. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish I had. Watching your vicious son die gave me more relief than anything in the world. I wish I was the monster you think I am. I wish I had enough poison for the whole pack of you. I would gladly give my life to watch you all swallow it. I will not give my life for Joffrey's murder, and I know I'll get no justice here, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat. Well, there once was a feller named Willard McBain, and he only had just one thought on his brain. Every evening about midnight, he'd slip off alone and call the same lady on a pay telephone. It's me again, Margaret. Hello, is this Margaret? You don't know me, Margaret, but I know you. Well, this upset the lady, and it gave her the blues. So she called up the police and said, "What shall I do?" Well, The chief of detectives came round to her home and eavesdropped upon them on her upstairs phone. It's me again, Margaret. Hello. Is this Margaret? Margaret, I know it's you, Margaret. Are you naked? Well, they called up Ma Bell and they traced him on down to a funky old phone booth on the outskirts of town. It was there that the Vice Squad, with their field glasses, read the lips of that amorous man as he said, "It's me again, Margaret." Hello, is this Margaret? I know it's you, Margaret. I bet you can't guess what I'm doing. Well, they cuffed him and dragged him to the station downtown. And they allowed him one phone call before the jailer came round. He wet his chapped lips and he cleared his young throat. Then he dialed the telephone and softly he spoke. "It's me again, Margaret." "They got me, Margaret." "You ain't gonna miss me, Margaret." "I know that." "But I miss you." "And when I get out, Margaret, I'm gonna come over there with an egg beater and a live chicken and some peach preserves. I will have a good old time, Margaret." "I'm Roxy Enders, and I'm here to make it clear. I know you love me, baby. That's why you brought me here. Was a bitch on season 5. I'm gonna make it right. Give me a sewing challenge and I'll give you what you like. I'm full of tricks, baby, just like on Halloween. A room full of monsters and it makes me want to scream. I have to get this right so you don't waste your time. Not like my comedy. I'm killing on this rhyme. I'm gonna show you what I can do. You're going crazy and seeing too. It's not my fault. You can't blame my game. All these other hoes, but they're all the same. Wrote you, told you, now I read you. Oh, the rhyming prowess, Miss Roxy. Oh, you go. You go. Whew. Well, I ain't never been the Barbie doll type. No, I can't swig that sweet champagne. I'd rather drink beer all night. In a tavern, or in a honky-tonk, or on a four-wheel drive tailgate. I've got posters on my wall of Skinnerd, Kid, and Straight. Some people look down on me, but I don't give a rip. I'll stand barefooted in my own front yard with a baby on my hip. 'Cause I'm a redneck woman. I ain't no high-class broad. I'm just a product of my raising. I say, hey y'all, and yee-haw. And I keep my Christmas lights on my front porch all year long. And I know all the words to every Charlie Daniels song. So here's to all my sisters out there keeping it country. Let me give a big hell yeah from the redneck girls like me. Hell yeah. Victoria's Secret. Well, their stuff's real nice. Oh, but I can buy the same damn thing on a Walmart shelf half price and still look sexy. Just as sexy as those models on TV. No, I don't need no designer tag to make my man want me. You might think I'm trashy, a little too hardcore, but in my neck of the woods, I'm just the girl next door. I'm a redneck woman. I ain't no high-class broad. I'm just a product of my raising. I say, hey, y'all, and yee-haw! And I keep my Christmas lights on my front porch all year long. And I know all the words to every Tanya Tucker song. So here's to all my sisters out there keeping it country. Let me get a big hell yeah from the redneck girls like me. Hell yeah! Oh, don't forget everyone, that the the Massive Gill Demon is out here and is begging for your tribute. So, donations for these super chats and super thanks, or super stickers, if you're watching this later, he's begging for your tribute. So, all those means of donation are active. It's like, donate. Ooh, drinking was quite the task with all this stuff on my lips. Augustus Waters was the great star-crossed love of my life. Ours was an epic love story, and I won't be able to get more than a sentence into it without disappearing into a puddle of tears. Gus knew. Gus knows. I will not tell you our love story because, like all real love stories, it will die with us as it should. I'd hoped that he'd be eulogizing me, because there's no one that I'd rather have. Okay, how not to cry. Okay. Okay. I can't talk about our love story, so I will talk about math. I'm not a mathematician, but I know this. There are infinite numbers between 0 and 1. There's 0.1 and 0.12 and 0.112 and an infinite collection of others. Of course, there's a bigger infinite set of numbers between 0 and 2, or between 0 and a million. Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. A writer we used to like taught us that. There are days, many of them, when I resent the size of my unbounded set. I want more numbers than I'm likely to get. And God, I want more numbers for Augustus Waters than he got. But Gus, my love, I cannot tell you how thankful I am for our little infinity. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You gave me a forever within the numbered days, and I'm grateful. Hangman, Hangman, hold it a little while. Think I see my friends coming, riding a many mile. Friends, did you get some silver? Did you get a little gold? What did you bring me, my dear friends, to keep me from the gallows pole? What did you bring me to keep me from the gallows pole? I couldn't get no silver. I couldn't get no gold. You know that we're too damn poor to keep you from the gallows pole. Hangman, Hangman, hold it a little while. I think I see my brother coming, riding many mile. Brother, did you get me some silver? Did you get a little gold? What did you bring me, my brother, to keep me from the gallows pole? Brother, I brought you some silver. I brought a little gold. I brought a little of everything to keep you from the gallows pole. Yes, I brought you to keep you from the gallows pole. Hangman, Hangman, turn your head a while. I think I see my sister coming, riding a many mile. Sister, I implore you, take him by the hand. Take him to some shady bower. Save me from the wrath of this man. Please take him. Save me from the wrath of this man. Hangman, Hangman, upon your face a smile. Pray tell me that I'm free to ride for many mile. Oh yes, you got a fine sister. She warmed my blood from cold. She brought my blood to boiling hot to keep you from the gallows pole. Your brother brought me silver, your sister warmed my soul, but now I laugh and pull so hard and see you swinging on the gallows pole. But now I laugh and pull so hard and see you swinging on the gallows pole. All right. Listen, I need you to focus. I need you to go dig deep in your mind. This is important. We are going to perform an experiment of the sorts. I'm going to have to ask you to bear with me for a moment. Now, I need you to open your mind. Your eyes, close them. You are now about to be placed under my hypnosis for the next 4.5 minutes. We are going to explore into your mind to find out why you're so jealous. Now, why do they make yoo-hoo? Pippity-caca-poo-poo. Psych. I'm kidding. I just wanted to see if you're still listening. Okay, now, I need your undivided attention. Sir, I have a question. Why do I always sense this undeniable tension from the moment that I enter into the room? It gets all quiet and whispers whenever there's conversations. Why am I always mentioned? I've been dying to ask. It's been itching at me. Is it just because you're just jealous of me? 'Cause you just can't do what I do. So instead of just admitting it, you walk around and say all kinds of really mean things about me. 'Cause you're a meanie. But it's only 'cause you're just really jealous of me, 'cause I'm what you want to be. So you just look like an idiot when you say these mean things, 'cause it's too easy to see you're really just a big weenie. Big weenie. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. What? Would you have a man tie himself up to the first woman that captures his fancy, renounce the world for her, and never again look at anyone else? That is a fine idea, I must say, to make a virtue of faithfulness, to bury oneself for good and all in one single passion, and remain blind ever after to all other beauties that might catch one's eye? No, let fools make a virtue of constancy. All beautiful women have a right to our love, and the accident of being the first comer shouldn't rob others of a fair share in our hearts. As for me, beauty delights me wherever I find it, and I freely surrender myself to its charms. No matter how far I'm committed, the fact that I am in love with one person shall never make me unjust to the others. I keep an eye for the merits of all of them, and render each one the homage, pay each one the tribute that nature enjoins. Come what may, I cannot refuse love to what I find lovable. And so, when a beautiful face is asking for love, if I had 10,000 hearts, I would freely bestow every one of them. After all, there is something inexpressibly charming in falling in love, and surely the whole pleasure lies in the fact that love isn't lasting. How delightful, how entrancing it is to lay liege with 100 attentions to a young woman's heart, to see, day by day, how one makes slight advances, to pit one's exaltation, one's sighs, and one's tears against the modest reluctance of a heart unwilling to yield, to surmount, step by step, all the little barriers by which she resists, to overcome her proud scruples and bring her at last to consent. But once one succeeds, what else remains? What more can one wish for? All that delights one in passion is over, and one can only sink into a tame and slumberous affection, until a new love comes along to awaken desire and offer the charm of new conquests. There is no pleasure to compare with the conquest of beauty, and my ambition is that of all the great conquerors who could never find it in them to set bounds to their ambitions, but must go on forever from conquest to conquest. Nothing can restrain my impetuous desires. I feel it is in me to love the whole world, and like Alexander, still wish for new worlds to conquer. There's a little girl in our neighborhood. Her name is Charlotte Johnson, and she's really looking good. I had to go and see her, so I called her on the phone. I walked over to her house, and this was going on. Her brother was on the sofa eating chocolate pie. Her mama was in the kitchen cutting chicken up to fry. Her daddy was in the backyard rolling up a garden hose. I was on the porch with Charlotte, feeling love down to my toes, and we were swinging. Yeah, just a swinging. Little Charlotte, she's as pretty as the angels when they sing. I can't believe I'm out here on her front porch in this swing, a swinging. Yeah, and we were swinging. Yeah, just a swinging. Little Charlotte, she's as pretty as the angels when they sang. I can't believe I'm out here on the front porch in the swing, a swinging. Now Charlotte, she's the darling, she's the apple of my eye, and when I'm on the swing with her, she makes me almost high. Charlotte is my lover, she has been since the spring. Just can't believe it started on her front porch in this swing. We were swinging. Yeah, just a swinging. Little Charlotte, she's as pretty as the angels when they sang. I can't believe I'm out here on the front porch in the swing, a swinging. I said, little Charlotte, she's as pretty as the angels when they sang. I can't believe I'm out here on her front porch in the swing, a swinging. I didn't write the song. Little Charlotte was 18. Go home! Just like your father, stubborn as a mule, goes in one ear and out your ass. Go home before you and me get into a barroom brawl. I still got it, kid. 1, 2. 1, 2. My father taught me so well. I used to kick the shit out of all those dirty boys back in high school. They never saw me coming. Bah! Right to the nose. Bah! Right to the eye. They didn't nickname me Tough Tina for nothing. One time I got jumped in the locker room by must have been 10 girls. They hated me, this bunch. Hated me. And we went at it. I fought them all. Fierce. Hard. But they overtook me, son. They got me squished between the wall and a locker, and they proceeded to bash my face with the locker door, and that was it. But... and I'll never forget this as long as I live. You see, I was a determined bitch. I was angry. I wanted my revenge. It took me 1 full year. One by one, I found each one of those girls, and I kicked the shit out of them. One by one. By themselves. They weren't so tough without their group. On the last girl, that was how I met your father. Imagine, right outside the ice cream parlor, I dragged Luella Beans. I'll never forget her name. Big girl, but not big enough to be pulled over the counter. Your mother was strong back then. And I went to work on her, but your father got in the middle of it and broke us up. And that's when we got to talking. I told him my story and all about why I was doing what I was doing, and I don't know. Something clicked between us. Felt like I was talking to someone I already knew. There was such ease. It was so easy to talk to him. I still talk to him. He hears me. I know he hears me. I feel him listening sometimes. Do you ever think of yourself as actually dead, lying with a box with a lid on it? Nor do I, really. It's silly to be depressed by it. I mean, one thinks of it like being alive in a box. One keeps forgetting to take into account the fact that one is dead. Which should make a difference, shouldn't it? I mean, you'd never know you were in a box, would you? It would be just like being asleep in a box. Not that I'd like to sleep in a box, mind you. Not without any air. You'd wake up dead, for a start, and then where would you be? Apart from inside a box. That's the bit I don't like, frankly. That's why I don't think of it. Because you'd be helpless, wouldn't you? Stuffed in a box like that. I mean, you'd be in there forever. Even taking into account the fact that you're dead, really. Ask yourself, if I asked you straight off, I'm going to stuff you in this box now, would you rather be alive or dead? Naturally, you'd prefer to be alive. Life in a box is better than no life at all, I expect. You'd have a chance, at least. You could lie there thinking, well, at least I'm not dead. In a minute, someone's going to bang on the lid and tell me to come out. Hey, you! What's your name? Come out of there! I wouldn't think about it if I were you. You'd only get depressed. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, punk, you better back up. Try and play the role and yo, the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump up towards the ceiling. Mugs, let the funk flow. Someone's talking junk. Yo, I bust him in the eye, and then I'll take the punk's hoe. Feelin' funkin' amps in the trunk, and I got more rhymes than there's cops at a Dunkin' Donuts shop. Sure enough, I got props from the kids on the hill, plus my mom and my pops. I came to get down. I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up, and get down. Excuse me a moment. I'm back. I want you to know I understand, even though we're enemies, you and I. I understand the fury that drives you. I was there that day when Sir Gregor crushed your lover's head. If I close my eyes, I can hear the sound of Oberyn's skull breaking, the sound of your scream. I never heard a sound like that. I thought, that's true love. Oberyn looked beautiful that day. He really did. No one moved like him. No one had such skill with his spear. Even Sir Gregor couldn't stop him. If only he hadn't taunted him, he could have walked away and left poor Sir Gregor to die. But that wasn't your lover's way, was it? Now he's buried somewhere, and here's Sir Gregor, stronger than ever. That must be difficult for you. When my daughter was taken from me, my only daughter, well, I can't imagine how that feels unless you've lost a child. I fed her at my own breast, even though they told me to give her to the wet nurse. I couldn't bear to see her in another woman's arms. I never got to have a mother, but Marcella did. She was mine, and you took her from me. Why did you do that? Doesn't matter now. Your daughter is a beauty, too. Those brown eyes, those lips, perfect Dornish beauty. I imagine she's your favorite. I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but still we're only human. We love whom we love. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't understand you. That gag makes it impossible to understand what you're saying. It must be frustrating. We all make our choices. You chose to murder my daughter. You must have felt powerful after you made that choice. Do you feel powerful now? I don't sleep very well. Not at all, really. I lie in bed and stare at the canopy and imagine ways of killing my enemies. How to destroy Ilaria Sand, the woman who murdered my only daughter. I thought about having Sir Gregor crush your skull the way he did Oberyn's. It would be poetic, I suppose. Fast. Too fast. I thought about having him crush your daughter's skull. She's so beautiful. I thought of this lovely face cracking open like a duck egg. No, it's just not right. How long does the poison take? But death is certain. Your daughter will die here in this cell, and you'll be here watching as she does. You'll be here the rest of your days. You will live to watch your daughter rot, to watch that beautiful face collapse to bone and dust, all the while contemplating the choices you've made. Hello, everyone. This is your Action News reporter with all the news that is news across the nation on the scene at the supermarket. There seems to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. I was standing over there by the tomatoes, and here he come, running through the pole beans, through the fruits and vegetables, naked as a jaybird. And I hollered over to Ethel. I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" But it's too late. She'd already been incensed. Here he comes. Look at that. Look at that. There he goes. Look at that. Look at that. And he ain't wearing no clothes. Oh, yes. They call him the Streak. Look at that. Look at that. Fastest thing on 2 feet. Look at that. Look at that. He's just as proud as he can be of his anatomy. He's going to give us a peek. Oh, yes, they call him the Streak. Look at that. Look at that. He likes to show off his physique. Look at that. Look at that. If there's an audience to be found, he'll be streaking around, inviting public critique. This is your Action News reporter once again, and we're here at the gas station. Pardon me, sir, did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. I was just in here getting my car checked, and he just appeared out of the traffic. Come streaking around the grease rack there, didn't have nothing on but a smile. I looked in there, and Ethel was getting her cold drink. I hollered, "Don't look, Ethel!" But it was too late. She'd already been mooned. Flashed her right there in front of the shock absorbers. He ain't crude. Look at that, look at that. He ain't lewd. Look at that, look at that. He's just in the mood to run in the nude. Oh yes, they call him the Streak. Look at that, look at that. He likes to turn the other cheek. Look at that, look at that. He's always making the news, wearing just his tennis shoes. Guess you could call him unique. Once again, your Action News reporter in the booth at the gym, covering the disturbance at the basketball playoff. Pardon me, sir, did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. Halftime, I was just going down there to get Ethel a snow cone, and here he come, right out of the cheap seats, dribbling, right down the middle of the court. Didn't have nothing on but his cads. Made a hook shot and got out through the concession stand. I hollered up at Ethel. I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" But it was too late. She'd already got a free shot. Grandstanding, right there in front of the home team. Oh yes, they call him the Streak. Here he comes again. Who's that with him? Ethel. Is that you, Ethel? What do you think you're doing? You get your clothes on. Ethel, where you going? Ethel, you shameless hussy! Say it isn't so, Ethel! Ethel! The year is 1987, and NASA launches the last of America's deep space probes. In a freak mishap, Ranger 3 and its pilot, Captain William Buck Rogers, are blown out of their trajectory into an orbit which freezes his life support systems and returns Buck Rogers back to Earth 500 years later. That's it? That's it? What about the rest of the intro? I killed your real mama. Shot her in the face, just like them papers say. You had to have known something was off all these years, deep inside. Raised you as my own ever since Luella had you. It's a miracle you came out as healthy as you did. Your mother was in no condition to raise a baby. She had no one else but me. We were closer than sisters. Promised her I'd do my best to raise you as my own on her behalf. She'd recover from drugs. Relapse. Recover. Relapse. This went on forever. I met and fell in love with a woman named Diamond, and she was a diamond, all right. She could shine as bright as the sun, but hurt you real bad if you stared too long. Somewhere along the way, Luella must have gotten jealous, and somehow or other, Luella and Diamond became a thing. I was betrayed, destroyed, and well, I tied Diamond up to a rowboat, rowed her on out to the swamp, shot a few holes into the boat, and watched it sink with Diamond's shiny eyes staring back at me the entire time. Waited till she drowned out. I rowed on back out of the darkness in a different rowboat, of course. Wasn't so sure what to do about Luella, but her drugging got out of control, and I think the last straw came when she threatened me, saying she was going to go to the police in order to take you away from me. She was planning on selling you for drug money. I had a decision to make, didn't I? I made up a bank robbery job that we could pull together, promised her all the money in the world, and that it would get us back on track. I thought long and hard as to what I was going to do on that day, and the final verdict in my mind decided I was going to take Luella down. And so, that's what I did. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Schlemiel. Schlemazel. Hassenpfeffer Incorporated. We're gonna do it. Give us any chance, we'll take it. Read us any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Doing it our way. Nothing's gonna turn us back now. Straight ahead and on the track now. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Doing it our way. There is nothing we won't try. Never heard the word impossible. This time there's no stopping us. We're gonna do it. On your mark, get set and go now. Got a dream and we just know now. We're gonna make our dreams come true. And we'll do it our way. Yes, our way. Make all our dreams come true and do it our way. Yes, our way. Make all our dreams come true for me and you. Oh, that was certainly 1970s. Ooh. Lately, I've seen red, I've tasted blood, I've killed with words, I've wished and hoped and swam through a river of snot, twice as wide as the mighty Mississippi. But I want to know about the commercial I saw on TV. An Irish guy walking through a field of green, whistling one of those Irish jigs. And a woman walks up and says, "Manly, yes, but I like it too." Then the guy pulls out a huge knife and cuts off his first 2 fingers. And somehow catches them in what's left of his left hand. And hands them to the woman. Did I mention they're both dressed in green? And they both sing this song together. Are you icky? Are you sticky? Are you hot as anything? Hey, cut off 2 of your fingers and stab yourself in the eye. Then he stabs himself in the eye and hands her the knife. And she stabs herself in the eye, okay? Okay. So what about that? Then they join arms and do this Irish folk dance while taking turns dismembering each other. This was a commercial for deodorant, I think, or soap or something. So now all the body parts are lying in a heap, but the heads are still singing. Are you icky? Are you sticky? Are you hot as anything? Hey, get away from summer and cut off all your limbs. Then all of the body parts start hopping and bopping around like little bunny rats. Then they jump into the mouths of the singing heads, but then they just slip right back out through the severed necks and keep bopping about. It's very beautiful music that's playing. There's an Irish flute and a mandolin, I think, and the background singers sound just like the Clancy brothers. It's really a wonderful commercial. Spectacular. It must have cost a fortune to make. The kind of commercial you'd see during the Super Bowl, maybe. Where the advertising time costs $1 million a half a minute. Wow, imagine that. $1 million for half a minute. Anyway, by the end of it, it looks like the 2 of them have been through a juicer, or a food processor, or a blender or something. It's just a pink puree of blood, bone, and flesh in a big bucket. But it's still singing somehow. Are you icky? Are you sticky? Are you hot as anything? Hey, blend yourself. Process yourself. Become a glass of animal juice. Haven't you had enough of fruit juices and vegetable juices? Next time company comes over, offer them a cool, refreshing glass of yourself. Give of yourself. Stop being such a selfish piece of snot. Okay? Okay? Okay! And now back to our program. Yeah, it's real nice here, Barry. A nice setup. So, what have you been doing with yourself? So, what have you got to say for yourself, boy? Your mother, God rest her pathetic soul, used to worry that you'd never talk. It wasn't until you were about 3 that you said your first word. You know what that word was? Bitch. Your mother and me, we thought that was about the funniest thing we ever heard. We took you right over to Auntie May's house so she could hear it, and you said it again. Bitch. Clear as a bell. We were real proud of you, boy. Real proud. Bitch. I'll never forget it. Are you going to talk, boy? Are you going to keep it up with this silent crap? I'm talking to you, you little son of a bitch. I'm your damn father. When your father talks, you'd better listen. You hear me, boy? This is your father, not some damn roommate. This is your father. You hear me, boy? You damn nut! No. No, I'm sorry. I lost control. It was an accident, Barry. I didn't mean to then. I just, I lost control. I'm sorry. Jesus. Well, I guess I'd better go. Those buses, they run right on time. Buses don't wait for a one-armed man. That's one thing I've learned in life, Barry. Buses don't wait for a one-armed man. And don't you worry, boy. Christmas comes around, those chocolates will be in the mail. Count on it. It ain't my way, Barry, but your mother, God rest her pathetic soul, would want you to know that when you were just a little baby who couldn't talk or nothing, she loved you more than life itself. More than damned life itself. Jane, it's me, Funny Face. You love Frank Drebin, and Frank Drebin loves you. Jane, listen to me. If you don't love me, you might as well pull that trigger, because without you, I wouldn't want to live anyway. I've finally found someone I can love. A good, clean love, without utensils. She was working in a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens, till her boyfriend kicked her out in one of those crushing scenes. What was she to do? Where was she to go? She was out on her fanny. So, over the bridge from Flushing to the Sheffield's door, she was there to sell makeup, but the father saw more. She had style, she had flair, she was there. That's how she became the nanny. Who would have guessed that the girl we described was just exactly what the doctor prescribed? Now the father finds her beguiling. Watch out, Cece! And the kids are actually smiling. Such joie de vivre. She's the lady in red when everybody else is wearing tan. The flashy girl from Flushing. The nanny named Fran. Ooh. I can't believe this is happening to us. I know I need to remain strong, but we've worked so hard to get where we are, and now this damn virus is going to destroy everything we've built. It's going to ruin all our lives, and nobody cares. You'd think family would reach out to us and ask us how we're doing? My brother hasn't reached out to me once, not once, and I'm supposed to be okay with that? Our wedding doesn't even get mentioned. You know why? Because nobody gave a shit to begin with. That's the truth. Why should we be happy, right? Why? And now we have to live like rats in this apartment. amongst the filth, the mess. The landlord won't even finish the bathroom now. He'll use the virus as his excuse to leave it like that for months. It'll go on leaking throughout the night, each leak a further aggravation. All this, it's making me weak. See my face? See me? See how I'm looking? Have you noticed? No, you haven't noticed because you don't look at me. You glance, just glance in my direction. There's no love or sweetness. There's no softness. Everything is forgotten. All that exists is this mess. It's ominous smell. Don't you smell it? I smell it. I feel it. But you don't. You just live in it like everything's going to be okay. Like everything is going to be back to normal. Nothing is normal. There is no normal. Are you blind? Things are getting worse. And there's nothing that can be done to stop it. Wait. I remember. This happened before. I remember. I spoke to them. I already spoke to my family. I already spoke to the church, didn't I? He told me next year. Next year we are to get married. Brian, what's going on? What's happening? I was standing outside my back porch when this alien spaceship landed in my backyard. Lights were shining bright and I could barely see, but then they dimmed and I could see. So a set of stairs comes out the side of this ship, and a little alien man, he comes stepping down the stairs and he walks up to me. He was a small fella, about 4 feet tall, and he snatches my beer out from my hand and chugs it down. The whole thing. He burped, smiled, give me the finger, or at least I think he did. He only had 3 fingers, but it was the middle one that kind of gestured at me with. And then he handed the beer back to me, and he walked back up the stairs to the ship and flew up into the sky in a flash. Now, what in the hell do you call that? I ain't made eye contact with the little creature since, but this past week, I keep missing beers in my fridge. I'll buy a case and it'll be completely wiped out the following day. Nothing left but an empty cardboard box. It's the alien. He's a thief. He keeps stealing my beers. Now, looky here. Tonight, we are going to catch that tiny son of a bitch. We're going to stake him out. I've booby-trapped the entire kitchen. Anything that comes in won't ever get out. I got me some zappers, too. This could be payday. If we catch him, we can get top dollar. How much do you think a little 4-foot alien go for? $1 million? $5 million? Heck, I aim to find out. You in or you out? All right, good. We take him alive. Tonight, it's go time. Van Houten. I'm a good person, but a shitty writer. You're a shitty person, but a good writer. We'd make a good team. I don't want to ask you for any favors, but if you have time, and from what I saw, you have plenty, I was wondering if you could write a eulogy for Hazel. I've got notes and everything, but if you could just make it into a coherent whole or whatever, or even just tell me what I should say differently. Here's the thing about Hazel. Almost everyone is obsessed with leaving a mark upon the world, bequeathing a legacy, outlasting death. We all want to be remembered. I do too. That's what bothers me most, is being another unremembered casualty in the ancient and inglorious war against disease. I want to leave a mark, but Van Houten, the marks humans leave are too often scars. Okay, maybe I'm not such a shitty writer, but I can't pull my ideas together, Van Houten. My thoughts are stars I cannot fathom into constellations. Hazel is different. She walks lightly, old man. She walks lightly upon the earth. Hazel knows the truth. We're as likely to hurt the universe as we are to help it, and we are not likely to do either. People will say it's sad that she leaves a lesser scar, that fewer remember her, that she was loved deeply but not widely. But it's not sad, Van Houten. It's triumphant. It's heroic. After my PET scan lit up, I snuck into the ICU and saw her while she was unconscious. I walked in behind the nurse and got to sit next to her for like 10 minutes before I got caught. I really thought she was going to die before I could tell her that I was going to die too. I just held her hand and tried to imagine a world without us. And for about 1 second, I was a good enough person to hope she died so she would never know that I was going to. But then I wanted more time so we could fall in love. I got my wish, I suppose. I'd left my scar. What else? She is so beautiful. You don't get tired of looking at her. You never worry if she is smarter than you. You know she is. She is funny without ever being mean. I love her. I'm so lucky to love her. You don't get to choose the ones you hurt in this world, but you do have some say in who hurts you. I like my choices. I hope she likes hers. I do. The cat seems to be attacking something beside me. I apologize. Listen, people gonna do what they do. Specifically your brother. You were probably too young to remember this. I was 5, so D was 4, and we're playing Power Rangers. We've created this epic wild animal gladiator type battle scenario, and it's getting kind of intense, so we're on a break. And we're knocking back some Kool-Aids and whatnot, and all of a sudden he leans over all secretive, and he's like, I'm going to the zoo tomorrow. And I'm thinking, cool. We go into the zoo tomorrow, 'cause you know how I do. I don't like to miss events. So, I clear my schedule for the next day, and when I come over here in the morning, your mom answers the door, and she calls for D, and he doesn't come. And I say, he's not still sleeping, is he? We gotta get to the zoo. And your mom looks at me like, zoo? And I walk with her back to Dee's room, and that little baller has bounced. I'm saying like Kunta Kinte bounced, for real. Got up all early, put some miles behind him before the sun came up. This kid was not playing. And he was actually going the right direction, too, is the crazy thing, because when the cops finally find him, he's like on the route. But I just remember waiting, right here, looking at the door, terrified. Because to me at the time, the dangerous thing about going to the zoo without a grown-up was one of the animals would eat you. So I've got these visions of Dee, like standing at the snack shop, trying to buy a $5 hot dog, and then a bear tackles him and it's over. And I don't have a best friend anymore, you know? And as far as my 5-year-old brain is concerned, the probability of that happening is like 95%. So I'm basically in mourning. And then the door opens, and it's your mom, and she's got D in her arms, and he's looking straight up pissed. He's looking grown man angry. Because he wasn't finished with his business, know what I'm saying? And your mom is just crying and crying. Because, you know, she thought she had lost her baby. And the only thing I could think was, Dontrell's invincible. He wrestled the bear and he won. And he doesn't even have a scratch. And I've never doubted him, and I've never worried about him ever since. That's on the real. They met upon a blue moon, and they parted on a cloudy day. They were so in love and out of school, but he was going so far, far away. She said, I'll be true to you, even though you don't want me to. And I'll be blue for you, even though you've asked me not to. Well, the years drifted by them, as we all know they can. He found other women, but she refused other men. But as fate would have it, they met again. She was on a downhill slide, and he was just sliding in. As he looked into her eyes that night, he never realized the only real love in his life was passing by. When he turned and left her there, his words goodbye. He heard her calling out to him, and as he walked, she cried, I've been true to you. Seems like speaking to me is the least that you could do. And I've been blue for you, even though you've asked me not to. She'd been drinking way too hard one night. She'd been drinking way too long. Alone and pale in a cheap hotel, she died there in the dawn. Kneeling by her grave, oh so late and oh so wrong. He longed to hold her close again, crying on and on. He cried, I'll be true to you. After all I have put you through, and I'll be blue for you. Though you never even asked me to. And that was the heavy drama stream. With the cat attacking a bag beside the microphone. On the birthday. If you enjoy this, throw me a like. And super chats and super thanks are active on the birthday. So hope you all enjoyed this small break from all the YouTube drama. And love you all. And hopefully I will see you all next time. Thank you all for sticking with me. And love you all. See you later. Bye! Let's see y'all later.